Hello, welcome to the channel. Today is part 6 of my Zack Snyder movie binge, and I review his superhero movie, The Watchmen. So I first watched this movie as a kid, and I had never read the Watchmen comics, so I was a bit surprised by what I saw.
Oh boy, a superhero movie, this is gonna be so awesome!
Now rewatching it as a grown man, I was able to brace myself for the craziness of this movie and watch it critically. First thing I appreciated about this movie was that the costume design was super cool. It was a more modern look, but they still had that old cartoony vibe to them, which I liked because they were super colorful and appealing to look at. Night Owl looked like a version of Batman. You had Rorschach, who had a mask that moved based on his mood, I guess. They don't really explain it, but it looked really cool. Then you have Dr. Manhattan, who's just freaking godly, just all shiny and blue. Like, this movie really set the standard for costume designs and superheroes. While there's not many action sequences in The Watchmen, when it finally gets to them, whoa, it's a bloody mess. With some rather impressive choreography to go on top of it, The Watchmen goes full-on gruesome with bones being broken and in some cases snapped out of the body. You got meat cleavers going through people's skulls. People are getting blown up from the inside out. It was insane. These scenes gave my heart quite the pump up because it would lull you in with this kind of slow detective story and then boom, full-on violence. It was just like, oh, it was entertaining. And the story had a murder mystery element to it, and I love me a murder mystery, so pack me a sleeping bag because I was a happy camper. Trying to figure out who killed the comedian was a very fun journey to go on. What I love most about this story though is how intricate, big word of the day, it is. You focus on who's going after superheroes, and as the movie goes along, you find out that it's even bigger than just superheroes. This is a mystery that extends deep into the tension between the US and Soviet Union, and it could cause nuclear war. And then you get to the big reveal at the end. It is just what a good mystery. It surprised me though because the story is very layered, and going through this movie binge, I noticed that Zack Snyder is not very good at storytelling, so the fact that he was able to pull off this complicated thing was impressive. Good work, Zack. I also want to give a huge shout out to my favorite character in this movie, Dr. Manhattan. He was so cool, I was freaking out. Oh my gosh, Dr. Manhattan's so cool! Oh yeah, look at my powers! Oh, that's so awesome! Look at my muscles! Whoa, you're so swole! Look at my penis! Ah! Billy Crudup does an incredible job portraying this man who essentially became a god. Dr. Manhattan is a super powerful being that can do whatever he wants, so he lost a lot of his humanity, but there are moments in the film where you can see hints of his humanity sneaking out. He does a great job of hiding it, but I could sense through Billy Crudup's tone of voice, his body language, things like that Dr. Manhattan was feeling angry or jealous or remorseful. It was really well done. Dr. Manhattan is just such a complex character because he's so far above humanity. He can see past, present, and future all at once, yet he still has all of our flaws, and I felt for the dude. Like, he was really interesting to watch. The Watchmen is not without its faults though. Like many Zack Snyder films, this movie is slow, and I mean that literally. There's lots and lots of unnecessary slow motion. Snyder loves it, but after a few minutes, I get annoyed by it. I guess he's going for a more dramatic look, but you can make a scene look dramatic without using so much slow motion. It's very possible. And the story itself was pretty slow, mainly because there was a ton of flashback scenes that halted the progress of the movie. I would be going along with the story, I'm having a good time, and then yank, the flashback scene would just pull me back, and then immediately after, yank, another flashback, and it just messed up the flow of the story to me. Too many flashbacks that were back to back. Another thing that was off for me was that all the characters have relationships that were developed off screen. I don't know if they go into it in the comics, but in this movie, all the characters already know each other, some are BFFs, and you just gotta accept it. I kept asking myself, why would anyone want to be on a team with the comedian or Rorschach? Like, how are any of them friends? It made their team dynamic unbelievable for me. Night Owl is a really nice guy. Rorschach is a homophobic, possibly racist, super judgmental guy. How are they friends? My last issue is a matter of preference rather than a critique, but The Watchmen is a very dark movie emotionally. I'm very sad when it starts, and by the time it ends, I'm still very sad. The characters aren't exactly likable, awful things are happening to people all the time, it ends sadly, it's just a depressing movie. I understand that's how the story is written, but it's just not my cup of tea. Overall, The Watchmen is a well-made film. It's definitely one of Zack Snyder's better movies, I can admit to that. It's just a very dark movie though that leaves me feeling, so it wasn't as enjoyable as I wanted it to be. The Watchmen is not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Like sugar-free soda. Make sure you also check out part 5 of my Zack Snyder movie binge where I review Sucker Punch by clicking right here, or click on the playlist right here to see many more reviews. I'll see you in a bit.